Those of you who are hardcore, those who were chosen before you were born. There were some people who were chosen before they were born to agitate for Biafra restoration. This is a message for you. Those who from their mother's womb were born. Do this very well. You must be very, very strong.
When the Moroku, Nijimwero Wekumu Biafra, when the Siputa, Makamwero Wekanyinaga, Biko Kulien, Ogeruo, Biko Kulien, Iye Jamalike, Ogeruo. Oh, when the Moroku, Makamwero Wangi. Oh, when the Muruchekwa, Makamwero Wekumu Biafra, Biko Kulien, Ogeruo, Biko Kulien, Iye Jamalike, Ogeruo. The spirit of Biafra, Biko Kulien, Ogeruo. When the Biafra Gideon, Biko Kulien, Ogeruo. Ohamadike no na donjon, Umugeweki Eremeyae. Bodike, Mosike, Rurajobalike. Biko Kulien, Ogeruo. Biko Kulien, Iye Jamalike, Ogeruo. The Prime Minister of Biafra Republic Government in exile, Mazi Simon M. A bond to smooth to Sri Gabani Runaibu. Never brother and tap on my Ebudo. Ogini. Mazi Simon Epa, Emezu Wokwere, Onyendu. Iye Jamalike Ruo, Imapa Simon Epa Wujie. Iye Jamalike Ruo, Simon Epa Watakatabo. Ojuda Kwenyi, Mwikwere Onyendu Kine Betata. I will follow you, I will follow you, I will follow you, never look back. I will follow you. Prime Minister Veronia, Aniga Manuga, I will follow you. Anina, I will follow you. I will follow you. The question is this: if Nigerian government failed to organize referendum for children of Biafra, are you ready to lead us to do anything in order to get freedom from Biafra? And I'm going to be number one to follow you. If you are looking for 100 men, you will find 50 in me. Ogwe Bucharangwe, Mazi Simon Epa, Ogene. Mazi Simon Epa, Biko, GC, Kaka, Nobu, Atakata, Kaina, Ojuda, Uwe, Kwipolonyendu, Kine, Menata. I am 50 men, oh yes, and I said, promise. I will follow you, I will follow you, I will follow you, never look back. I will follow you. Prime Minister Veronia, Aniga Manuga, I will follow you. Anina, I will follow you. I will follow you. Ohamadike Biafra, Dahi Moroka Biarole. Iye Jamalike Ruo, Biafra Republic Government Awuchie. Iye Jamalike Ruo, Commander General Lekwechiri. General Buduso, Zona Atakatawo. Commander Holy Ghost, Okonyendu Borokunu Nazatata. Biko Kulien, Ogeruo.
tụkwasị Chukwu obi ma ụzọ njọ njọ ihe egwu nsọtụ ya dị anya zonye n'ike na-adịghị ike tụkwasị Chukwu obi ka izuzu ọjọọ laa n'iyi ihe na-atụ ụjọ ihe ma anyị na-aga n'ime mmeri tụkwasị Chukwu obi mmadụ ụfọdụ ga-akpọgasị ndị ọzọ ga-ele anya rapụ ha lee anya n'elu tụkwasị Chukwu obi iwufe n'ezi ọdụdụ udo n'ike n'ime obi kpakpando na-enye ihe n'ụzọ tụkwasị Chukwu obi jisike asụla ngọngọ ụzọ gị gbaa ọchịchị ihe dị ga-edu ndị nwayọ tụkwasị Chukwu obi.
Nnamdi okwu Kanu ọramadike ndị Igbo jisike nwoke jiri ndụ ya wee chacha maka Biafra wee rọpụtara anyị onye ndu Simon Ekpa ọbatobiye.
Witness me, I want to remain in the spirit because we must worship heaven. We answer your name, O Lord of hosts. Everything about us is designed to offer glory unto thee. We have atoned for our sins last year. This very year we have not only atoned for our sins, we have sealed, we have shed blood, they have shed our blood. We have let our sacrifice be made unto thee. Even on the 30th of August, as we are being felled by the bullets of the enemy, by the workers of iniquity and of darkness, we remain very strong today to beckon upon thee, to ask you for your mercy and for your grace, to ensure that your kingdom is restored upon the face of the earth, that you can bring your healing hand to bear upon the life of those of them that you created for one singular purpose, and that purpose alone, which is to worship you in truth and in every honesty. Is there any way that we have erred? Is there any way that our ancestors may have sinned? We confess before a congregation of the whole of humanity to ask you, oh Lord of hosts, to have mercy on us. You must have mercy upon us. We have suffered enough. We have been subjugated enough. We have been tortured enough. We have been imprisoned enough. We did not do these people anything. Our only crime is to answer your name. Our only crime is to be born your children. Our only crime is to excel at everything that we place our hands into. Our only crime is to exhibit your glory and your blessing, which manifestedly is upon our lives every blessed day. That is why they want to kill us. That is why the British want to join those of them who don't know you to destroy your creation and your inheritance. You will not allow shame to befall your name. You will not allow the enemies to triumph over the lives of your children, because you created us to exist, to worship, to honor, and to praise you. That is exactly what we are going to do when this Biafra comes. It will come in truth and in every honesty, because we remain every blessed day whiter than white and whiter than snow. Is there any way that we have sinned that you cannot forgive us?
our trespasses, to enable us to fulfill your own word, which was spoken thousands of years ago, that instead of what you promised not to come to pass, that heaven and earth will cease to exist. You opened your mouth, Chukwokika Biama, to bless mankind to the coming of Yahweh Yeshua, who came here and said, let your kingdom come on earth as it is in heaven. Those words can never be in vain, because they are anchored upon your holiness and your magnificence. That is why in the end we know that Biafra will come, that these children that we have given birth to all over the world, and their children, and their children, and their children, as long as they give birth to them and they are Biafrans, they will worship you in truth and honesty. Through this very work we are doing, mankind will come to understand you. Let your miracle be wrought in our lives. Let us witness and behold your magnificence, your holiness, your mystery, and your grace under our command. O Lord of hosts, we call upon you. We call upon you to heal. We call upon you to provide succor to those of them who are inconsolable. We ask you to come and strengthen those who are weak. We ask you to restore hope where there is hopelessness. We ask you for inclusion where there is destitution. We ask you for one brotherhood, one camaraderie, one bone, one blood, and one flesh of your children. The Efiks and the Bibios, the Izon, the Shekiri, the Isobos, and also those of them from Isoto. We are traveling all the way to the lands of Igala. We are moving on from there to Idoma, to Igede, to the territories of the Igbo land. All these places we dedicate unto thee. All these lands of yours, we ask you to cover it with your mercy, because Biafra will come, and when it does, we will dance on the streets. I'm telling you, by the time that we are done, humanity will think that we are mad, we are drunk in your glory, and rightfully so, because your kingdom will come to rest upon this very earth. That very kingdom is the unadulterated, non-negotiable sovereignty of the Republic of Biafra, that your will may be fulfilled in our time. All this we pray, all this we ask for, in no other name apart from that name that belongs to you. He
say, welcome, 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 welcome. Thank you for joining us on this very program. I welcome everybody that has connected wherever you are connecting from. If you are joining us from Biafra land, my special thanks goes to you. If you are joining us from any part of the zoo, from Asia, Europe, America, Australia, Canada, New Zealand, you are joining us from Russia, from China, from Israel, I welcome you to this amazing program. And I say, may Chukwu Okike continue to guide and protect every one of you. Wherever you are watching me from, either you are watching from Facebook or you are watching me from the YouTube, I appreciate you. Please like and share the program. Share the program to family and friends. Share the program to everyone that is close to you. Share it on your WhatsApp group. Those WhatsApp group where you belong, share it there. You never can tell the soul you can be able to win or touch. So my fellow Biafrans, we have come once again, as we always do, for the sake of those who are joining this program for the very first time, or those who are going to come across our platform for the very first time. This platform where you are watching this program is a platform that is under the Biafra Republic Government in Exile. It's a platform that is under the command of our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Epa. This platform where you're watching this program is a platform that represents the Biafrans and speak for the Biafran people. In this platform, we do not come here to instigate violence. We do not come here to attack individuals. We don't come here to attack any race or tribe. We do not come here to attack any religion. What we do simply here is to encourage Biafrans to continue to hold on to their freedom.
We come here to debunk every lie that has been told against us as Biafrans, against our Prime Minister, Mazi, against our Supreme Mazi Nnamdi. We come here to expose the war that Nigerian government have declared upon the Biafran people, which they declared on their national TV, where the Chief of Army Staff came out and said that they are going to Biafra land on asymmetric warfare. It is happening today. They pretend it's not happening. Nobody's paying attention to it. The international media is not paying attention. The local media is not reporting it. So we have taken it upon ourselves to report what is going in Biafra land and make sure the whole world are carried along. So if you want to see evidence on what we are seeing, you can go to X. Go to our Prime Minister X platform. On X, when you get to X, that is Twitter, the former Twitter that we changed to X, you go there, you just type Simon Ekpa, his verified account. You will see it verified in blue. You can see as many evidence as you want to see on that platform. Everything is for you there to digest, go through it, and understand the situation in Biafra land. That is why we are here. We are here to remind Biafrans to continue to hold on to their legitimate right, the right to self-determination, the right to self-defense, and the right to life. These three important rights are the rights that you cannot play with, you can't gamble with, you cannot be able to compromise with it. Your life depends on it. That is why we are here to encourage Biafrans to hold on to these rights and do not allow anybody to take away those rights from you. In this our morning program, more especially those who are watching us from YouTube, there is a link there. You can use that link and join us. If you are a Biafran, it is an advantage for you to speak your own language, speak in the language of your ancestors, so that your own audience can be able to understand you. It is not mandatory that you must use English. Speak in the language of your ancestors, so that the people in your area will hear you and understand. Biafra we are talking about today is not one language. There are different dialects in Biafra land. There are different languages in Biafra land. And every single one of them must be understood. Every single one of them must be carried along. So wherever you come from in that old southeastern region, the present south, southeast, lower Benue, and lower Kogi, if you find yourself in those territories, you are a Biafran, and this message is for you. Don't take yourself out. If you decide to take yourself out, don't say that somebody should be out. No. So we have come once again today to do the needful and to preach the gospel of Biafra to the ends of the world. In this platform, if you want to join us to speak, you are free to join us to make your contributions, ask your questions, and to say whatever you want to say. But one thing you must have to understand that is in this platform where we are, when you are appearing on this platform, you must appear decent. Make sure you are decent in your dressing. We cannot admit you appearing naked. Another thing on this platform is that when you are speaking on this platform, please make your arguments in a civil manner. Whether you're making a prayer, an argument, or a question, do it in a civil manner, because the whole world is watching. We are representing a government, we are representing the people. So you must have to put your question in a civil manner, argument in a civil manner, so that everybody will be carried along and understand you. The Biafran Republic of Nigeria cabinet is watching. Our Prime Minister is also watching. So whatever you say here will be taken note of. If you want your word to have effect in the world that is at large, or to Biafran people, you must present your case in a civil manner so that we can understand you. So I appreciate every one of you that has connected, wherever you are connecting from, wherever you are joining us from. I thank you and appreciate you for being part of the program. I say, may Chukwu Okike continue to guide you, protect you, and secure you. So I thank everybody that have joined. And today, I have chosen a topic to discuss today. And the topic we are going to discuss today is happening now. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu bail condition leaked as Nigeria plan protest nationwide. That is the topic we're going to discuss today. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu bail condition. We have seen some video that emerged that spoke about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu bail. We will discuss about that in full. And also, when it comes to the issue of Nigerian protest, you know that the Biafrans are not part of it. We are not part of that protest. Wherever you are as a Biafran, you don't need to be told, I don't need to tell you that we cannot and will never be part of it. So we are going to talk about these topics. Very, very important to be discussed. So before we dive into it, you're welcome, my beloved brother. Thank you so much for joining me, my brother. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Please give your greetings to Biafrans before I play a video, then we can now pick up the program.
Yeah, bro. Please.
You're welcome, my brother.
Good evening from my side.
Your voice is
All Biafrans, all the listeners over the world. Can you hear me now? Can you hear my voice now?
Yeah, I can hear you, but your voice is fluctuating. I don't know why.
Okay, can you hear it clearly now?
Okay, go on, my brother.
Okay, I greet everyone. I greet everyone that is listening all over the world. And whenever you are domiciled, I greet you. And I say the Shukukadiam, the creator of the heaven and earth, may he continue to guide and protect each one of you. And the one thing I will urge you to do in this program is for you to like. Immediately you click the like button, then the YouTube will trigger signal to other people who subscribe to the channel for them to know that our brother is live. And for them to come and listen to this truth, nothing but the truth. Because what we speak here is the truth. We are not like Indians or Nigerians media that relied on propaganda and lies. What we speak here is into Puchi. And that is why what we are doing is making sense. So, my brother, we'll move on.
Thank you so much, my beloved brother. Thank you so much. So I saw a video yesterday that emerged where someone was talking about the video, I think from the conventional media, where they were talking about the conditions of the bail of Mazi Nnamdi. And I would like to play the video so that we can draw our discussion from there. Let us listen and watch the video.
Almost rounding off. Now, you know, the Prime Minister of Biafrans in exile has actually slammed Southeast governors and other leaders in the region who are making plans to negotiate the release of Nnamdi Kanu. He's warning them to stay clear. According to him, you know that some Southeastern governors and lawmakers, other groups from the region, including Peter Obi, have been advocating for the release of Nnamdi Kanu. And they're saying that if he is released, there'll be a form of stabilization when it comes to security in the Southeast. And maybe there'll be a reverberation of the economy within that region. Well, he's actually saying that those who are parading themselves, negotiating for Nnamdi Kanu's release, were basically sabotaging Biafra liberation. So, and that he is the only one, or rather it is the Biafra in exile, Biafra Republic in exile. They're the only ones who have the legitimacy to speak or negotiate or have any conversation whatsoever on the release of Nnamdi Kanu. So what's your take on this?
I am happy that there is an increased number of voices of people, eminent and well-meaning people that have joined in the call for the release of Nnamdi Kanu. I'm happy about it because there seems to be like a renaissance. Whether it is the concept of renewed hope that has caught the bulk of people, I don't know. But some months ago, only very few of us were voices heard asking that Nnamdi Kanu be released. But today, even the senators, the governors, the members of the House of Reps, virtually everybody is falling over himself asking that Nnamdi Kanu be released. That tells you that it is a good call. And anybody who is now opposing such a call is not following the tide, and neither is the person being honest and sincere. It is not the responsibility of anybody. Nobody can claim monopoly of wisdom or knowledge. Neither can anybody claim monopoly of such call. What is important is that there is justice to be given to Nnamdi Kanu's case. And so justice can only end up in his release and his freedom. it's very obvious. It has become very obvious that the government is holding Nnamdi Kanu unlawfully and illegally against the pronouncement and the judgment and orders of court, competent court. Many of them, about 9, 4 in Nigeria, 5 outside Nigeria. So anybody who now joins the call for such a release is only doing so, 1, on the side of justice, and 2, for the love of the country. Because it's obvious that release of Nnamdi Kanu will not only heal the wounds in some quarters, but will also bring in some level of stability and security in our land. And be able to separate those who are real agitators of freedom and justice from those who are hiding under the release of Nnamdi Kanu's agitation to foment trouble and commit crimes. And I say without fear of contradiction that we expect that Mr. President and his team will listen to this call and do the needful, which is the release of Nnamdi Kanu.
All right. Well, you know that Senator Abaribe has expressed strong belief that the Attorney General of the Federation would persuade the federal government to release the separatist leader. And Abaribe revealed that Kanu, whom he had visited at the Department of State Services, is willing to comply with any conditions set by the authorities for his release. Now, based on a particular newspaper called Newsband newspaper, they actually of the note that one of the conditions that will be presented to Kanu for his release will be for him to go underground and never speak on his franchise radio, which is about the agitation for the Biafran movement, and that he would openly denounce and disband the Eastern Security Network. So also he is to completely dissociate himself from Simon Ekpa, and of course who has been enabling the pursuit of his release, and that the federal government is to launch a decisive operation against Simon Ekpa. That's basically what Abaribe is disclosing, because he just met with Nnamdi Kanu within the DSS custody, and that they're speaking with the Attorney General of the Federation on his release. What's your take on this?
I do not think there is need to comment on speculations.
Okay.
The government has not presented the conditions to Nnamdi Kanu, and it will not be fair to begin to insinuate what the government should present and what the government should not present.
No, it's not an insinuation. It's what Abaribe is saying. He said, yes, Nnamdi Kanu will be released, but I can't tell the actual time. His release will come with a lot of stringent conditions. He will not speak on Radio Biafra again. ASN will be disbanded. Kanu will also dissociate himself from Simon Ekpa. These are some of the conditions that will be presented to him. This was a source that revealed to this Newsband newspaper based on the visit of Abaribe to the DSS custody meeting with Nnamdi Kanu. I remember last week, I had a conversation with you where I said that it is possible that this will be one of the conditions that they will put on ground in the negotiation for his.
Fellow Biafrans, you have had the conditions given to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Allegedly, this is the condition they said was given to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I used allegedly because we cannot verify until we hear directly from the legal team of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu or Mazi Nnamdi Kanu himself. For these politicians, they will always come up with anything that comes out of their mind. This politician can always come out with anything. And they can just tell you their mindset, just to know what the people are going to think and how the people are going to feel. Sometimes they will just throw out those words to woo the people and see how we're going to react. That Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will not talk about Biafra again. When you say he's not going to speak on his platform again, it means he's not going to talk about Biafra. When you come to the issue of ESN has been disbanded already. ESN is no longer in existence. There's nothing called ESN anymore. And de-associating himself from Mazi Simon Ekpa. Very funny, very laughable. And before we go deep into discussion, I want to play that condition again so that you can listen carefully to the conditions.
A particular newspaper called Newsband newspaper. They actually of the note that one of the conditions that will be presented to Kanu for his release will be for him to go underground and never speak on his franchise radio, which is about the agitation for the Biafran movement, and that he would openly denounce and disband the Eastern Security Network. So also he is to completely dissociate himself from Simon Ekpa, and of course who has been enabling, the pursuit of his release, and that the federal government is to launch a decisive operation against Simon Ekpa. That's basically what Nnamdi is disclosing, because he just met with Nnamdi Kanu within the DSS custody, and that they're speaking with the Attorney General of the Federation on his release. What's your take on this?
You have heard what the lady said, the conditions that they brought before Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It is so laughable. When you see the way things are happening in that contraption called Nigeria, and you begin to wonder. When we say Nigeria is irredeemable, this is just an example of it every now and again. You will see things that points to that direction, to the fact that Nigeria is irredeemable. Well, allegedly, if these are truly the conditions given to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, now do you see how unserious they are? Now do you see the kind of political solution they are pursuing? I have told you several times, when you see the politicians coming together to speak in one voice, you have to be very, very careful. Anytime you see the politicians, they gather themselves and they are speaking in one voice, you have to be very, very careful. You don't have to celebrate. You need to be mindful. Whenever you see them coming out to speak in a unifying voice, you must be very, very careful. And this is one of it. This is true. What are you thinking? You as a Biafran, who knows Mazi Nnamdi Kanu very well. How are you feeling? You're welcome back, my beloved brother. Go ahead and speak, my brother.
Yeah, bro, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
The network is keeping me left, right, and center. So I don't know.
That is
I don't know if it is network. I don't know if they don't want me to speak in your program, because I don't know what's going on. Same thing they did to me today on rap program. See it, bro. You see all these stupid governors and stupid organizations. See, anybody who is thinking that this, you see the warning that our prime minister gives to them, that they should stay up here. Because what these people want to do now is to use the head of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to negotiate their political career, their political ambition. In Nigeria, that's exactly what they're doing. Even this one, like this lady, listen to what Channel TV, what one of the organizations, other secretaries of organizations said. He said it there. But it's not only Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that will negotiate with the federal government, that will negotiate with Tinubu. That Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will stay with some governors and stay with your organization, which is the elders of the Igbo, to negotiate about his release and the condition of the Igbo. That's part of the condition is the condition that Igbo people find themselves, that Igbo people are not in political class in Nigeria. Can you imagine such a thing? Does those people think that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu or Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will move from his town? Or does those people think that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is in prison because for him to negotiate for the political elite in Biafra land?
We cannot hear you clearly. The noise on your background cannot allow us to hear.
The network is speaking.
We can barely hear you because the noise of the background is so much. We can't hear you. Sorry, viewers. I think we are having a problem with his voice. We cannot be able to hear him properly because of the noise coming from the background. So I think he's going to come back when the environment is settled. He's going to come back to join us. So my fellow Biafran that are watching, when you look at these people, when you look at this, now you understand why our Prime Minister made the statement he made. Now you see the kind of negotiation the politicians can be able to hold for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You see the kind of conditions the politicians have placed for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Because every condition you're seeing here is being stipulated by the politicians themselves. Why is it that when Sunday Igboho was released, he wasn't given such conditions? Why is it that when the leader of Mieti Allah was released, he was not given such conditions? Why are they giving Mazi Nnamdi Kanu such conditions? That he will not speak about Biafra anymore. He will not talk about the freedom of the Biafran people anymore. Are you not joking? That is the greatest joke of all time. When you come to the issue of ESN, ESN is no longer existing. Our Prime Minister have announced it long ago. The IPOB in Nigeria has already handed ESN over to the governors. So why are they still including the ESN? The IPOB in Nigeria, the pressure group of Nigeria, have already handed the ESN over to the governors. What we have today under the Biafran government is the Biafran Liberation Army. And they dare not mention Biafran Liberation Army. Have you ever asked yourself, why is it that these people, every time, they are running away from mentioning the Biafra Liberation Army? Even when our Prime Minister, at every point in time, he speaks about the army of Biafra. He talks about them. He posts their pictures. He posts their operations. And yet, you will never see them use that term, Biafra Liberation Army. Have you ever sat down and asked yourself, why are they not using that phrase? But instead, they choose to, even when our Prime Minister have come in the public and announced several times that there is nothing called ESN, it has been disbanded. And the IPOB in Nigeria came online in a public broadcast. They said that they handed over the security network to the governors. That after they handed over the governors now came and used it for program, they use it for whatever they want, and the governors turn back now and begin to use them for themselves. So why are they still mentioning the ESN? And then telling Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to de-associate himself from Mazi Simon Ekpa. That means to separate himself from the Biafran struggle. Every condition you see here is targeted at stopping Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from the Biafran struggle. And do you think that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu can abide to those nonsense? This was the same thing they did in 2015, after they kidnapped him in 2015. When they arrested him in 2015, after the arrest and made the detention after almost 2 years in 2017 when they released him, when they released Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, this was the same process, the same condition they gave Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Almost the same condition, that he will not stay with where more than 10 people are. You will not do this. You will not. They tried to take away all his rights. And of course, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu came out and did what he had to do. And they came back to take his life when they saw that they could not stop him. When they saw that they themselves have broken the law, they have violated his rights, they came to take his life and they did not succeed. This has continued to happen again and again and again and again. How can anybody accept such conditions? Except you don't know Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And today, I am going to play the video of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to tell you who he is, in case you have forgotten. So that after watching that video, when we are making this discussion, it will be digesting inside your heart very well. Yeah, welcome my beloved brother, Maxwell. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for joining. You're welcome.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, and good morning to you, my Nnamoche. Eziboto Nnamoche. Mazi Chicks. May God continue to bless you, shower you with his own blessings and the blessings upon the entire Biafra land and the Biafran people. Sister Linda, if you are there, good morning to you. All the people that are on the listening section, the comment section, please. May Chuko Kikabiyama continue to bless all of you one after the other. And may he grant us the Biafra with our hearts so desire. Thank you.
Thank you so much, my beloved brother. You are welcome. I don't know whether if you saw the video I played about the conditions they gave Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, allegedly, the condition they gave Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I don't know if you watched it. Were you watching when I played the video?
No, but I have heard a lot of things on the media from what they are proposing to give Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Let me take it from that.
I'm going to replay the video. Let me replay the video so that we can anchor our discussion from there. I'm going to play it. It's a very short clip. Let me just play it. Then we can now anchor from there.
A particular newspaper called Newsban newspaper. They actually of the note that one of the conditions that will be presented to Kanu for his release will be for him to go underground and never speak on his franchise radio, which is about the agitation for the Biafran movement, and that he would openly denounce and disband the Eastern Security Network. So also he is to completely dissociate himself from Simon Ekpa, and of course who has been enabling, you know, the pursuit of his release, and that the federal government is to launch a decisive operation against Simon Ekpa. That's basically what Nnamdi is disclosing, because he just met with Nnamdi Kanu within the DSS custody, and that they're speaking with the Attorney General of the Federation on his release. What's your take on this?
That is it, my beloved brother Maxwell. You have just seen and heard what they push forward as the conditions for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to be released. You have heard the conditions. One of the conditions you saw there is that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu must not speak on his platform anymore to speak about Biafra. And that means that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has to walk away from Biafra struggle. Secondly, they talked about disbanding ESN. Every one of us know that ESN has been disbanded, is no longer existing. Our Prime Minister have announced it time and time again that we do not have anything called ESN anymore. But they still choose to go to that direction. And again, that he should disassociate himself from Mazi Simon Ekpa, someone who is pursuing his release. What do you think? What's your take on this very condition, if it is true?
Yeah, Mazi, Chicks, and our listeners all over the world, what do you expect? Has it ever surprised you before what these people want to do? Surprise, and I would never agree to what these people are saying, especially when it is coming from my own Namochi, from my mother's local government. I thought that when Nnamdi spent everything, stood against, stood to, as a surety for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that he meant to work. I never knew that this man probably, the reason why these things are happening, maybe these people has collected money has misruled somewhere. Because if you remember what Gowon said, I never knew that Igbos love money so much. By the way, who no like money?
I tell you.
Who no like money? I never knew that Igbos love money. He wouldn't have wasted so many resources fighting something that he could have used money to settle. This is what is playing now. What is the reason why Nnamdi is making this U-turn, fighting tooth and nail, after saying all manner of things against the people that are coming to invade our land? How? I love, you see, there is one man on Voice of the People TV program, online TV program. They call him Dalente. They said that the reason why they want to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is that he should sign, because he has already said that when he comes south, if he is released, there will be peace in Southeast. Then Darlington asks Ijoma or something like that, one of the anchor, one of the hosts, is it Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that formed unknown government? Why would he say he will reject it, that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu must not sign anything? Which means if it comes out now, those politicians that are perpetrating this evil, they will not have the opportunity to do it again. Then they will stop. They will not accuse Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Yes, you are the one. Immediately they brought you out, all these instances to exist. He should not. Even if they say he should, look, he should cast away. Me, I believe Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He's a human being, but I know that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will not be cowed into signing any agreement that is not going to make him a free man or speak or fight for Biafra. They have boxed Mazi Nnamdi Kanu into a corner thinking that they have succeeded. They will fail one after the other, I'm telling you, especially when it is coming from these same people that ganged up against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, sold him out, hand him over to the terrorist control government, and asked them to detain him there. When we were shouting that the Igbo politicians from Southeast are the one keeping Mazi Nnamdi Kanu there, didn't they shout it at us? Did they believe it? When we were talking about all this, did they believe it? It was when Ohanes Ndigbo came and began to say what they are saying. Because of your actions, the Biafran Republic government, under the leadership of Prime Minister Simon Ekpa, the actions of what you are doing is the reason why they are coming out now to speak in a different tone that they've never spoke before. Today, the same man, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they called a criminal, an online president, IPOPOC, IPPIC, all kinds of names, is the man now that suddenly overnight has come to be a saint in their faces. Then now, they are not ganging up against Prime Minister Simon Ekpa. They should go and look. Because more things are going to unveil. They should go and tighten up. Because can you mute if you're not talking, please? At least they should go. They should go and get prepared for what is going to happen. That Simon Ekpa that they are ganging up against. Glory be to God that they don't have a extradition treaty with Finland. And the glory be to God that Mazi Simon Ekpa, the Prime Minister of the Biafran Republic government in exile, is in Finland. If they have balls, let them go to Finland, travel to Finland and kidnap him the same way you kidnap Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya. The reason why they got to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is because he was alone. If were people like us, like me, were there with him, maybe they wouldn't have. But they could have also succeeded because I do not know the will of God allowing that to happen to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. For me, when I look at it in a human perspective, I will look at it in a spiritual perspective as well. If Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was not captured, all these things wouldn't have happened. And the reason why I am assuring you that it was the will of God to expose the terrorist government of Nigeria is because so many people will not survive 6, 7, or 8 hours flight sedated on a higher altitude. That is what I know. Because he was tortured for 8 days in a secluded place, chained down. He was sedated again, chained on the seat of the aircraft, and brought back. It is not everybody that is going to survive that flight, that altitude. So I believe that it is the will of God for these things to happen. Because in the Bible that we read, the Bible, I can't remember the exact book and the quotations. All things work it for good to them that love God, be it good or bad. In everything, we must give God the glory, as long as it is not for death, but to expose the evil system called Nigeria. Glory be to God. Thank you.
Thank you so much, my beloved brother. I appreciate you for that submission. My brother Dennis, you're welcome back. Your background is your network and your background is just giving you problem today. Unmute yourself, my brother Dennis.
Okay, my brother, choose. It's my network. I don't know what is the problem. And the background, everything is fighting me today. So that we will overcome them.
Good, my brother.
Maybe they want to come and give you conditions.
Yes, you go sign a condition now. You go sign condition before you come online.
You know, it has been a long time. Somebody Biafrans.
Oh, he's seized again.
Yeah,
and I salute
his network is really bad. We cannot hear you. We can't hear you.
It's not easy. You are there.
We cannot hear you. Your network is still breaking up. We can't hear you.
You are with our troops here. If you go to space, X handle, you are there. You're everywhere. So I salute your courage. It's not easy. I'm always on the back. Yeah. They have already even banned me from platform or you.
Oh, the network is bad where he is. I don't know. It's quite unfortunate. Yeah. Say pity, and it's also a shame. No, would have allowed him to speak. Okay.
Yeah.
Mazi Chicks carry.
Thank you so much, my beloved brother. So what we are saying, you know, it is really laughable. And you see, some of us fail to remember. You remember in 2015, after they arrested him, 2017 when they released him, this was the kind of condition they gave him. When they said he will not stay between 10 people, he will not stay where more than 10 people are. There is a broadcast I am going to search for. There was a broadcast where Mazi Nnamdi explained about his condition of bail in 2015. There's a program where he even Abaribe, the involvement of Abaribe and why the government involved Abaribe. Mazi Nnamdi did a comprehensive program on that. And he explained in that very program, he said that no governor, no lawmaker, no government official has the right to stand shorty for anybody in the law court. But they did that in order to hold him down and remove him. I'm going to search for the video. I'm going to search for the broadcast and play it so that people can be able to see it.
Even Mazi Chicks, to add to what you are saying, Nnamoche, the bail condition, the bail condition for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. How many people practice Judaism in Nigeria? Is Judaism a popular religion in Nigeria so that you can go and find a rabbi of that height, a rabbi of that category to come and stand in as a surety for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Jesus Christ. These people, they think that we are some kind of buffoons, No. Even if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu accept, let's paraventure, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu accept those conditions, we will not stop. When it comes out, we know that whatever he did there, he did it under duress. He was coerced and compelled by force to do it. We understand that. Let them continue to do whatever he's. In fact, if I were him, I would collect it. When I come out, I know what to do with the guy that has taken over his son, his immediate son that has taken over. That is even bringing that new dimension, a very horrific new dimension against the Nigerian state. Mazi Nnamdi kind of prophesied that. In fact, if it is possible, let them release him with conditions. Then we'll know what we'll do from there. I'm telling you the truth.
Because my beloved brother, as if you knew what I was about to say. That was what they did in 2017.
See, Uncle, we will now know that yes, when the air has blown, then we have seen the anus of the fowl. Thank you.
Thank you so much, my beloved brother. So that is it. It happened in 2017. And Mazi Nnamdi Kanu took the condition. He came out knowing his right. You cannot abuse his right. There's no way. All those things were done under duress. And he went ahead and continued his gospel when he came out. So they are still passing through the same direction today. And that is why you hear our Prime Minister say that nobody has the right to stand in to negotiate for either Biafra or Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That was why our Prime Minister made that statement. And by the way, why are they negotiating or making such conditions? When Sunday Igboho was forgiven, was Sunday Igboho, did they give any condition? Was any condition given to Showore? Was any condition given to the leader of Imieti Allah? Were there any condition of such? Why is it that the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is different? Why? And that is why you will see the handwriting of these politicians. That is why I say, whenever you see these politicians gathering and speaking in one voice, that voice is not for you. It is for their own selfish interest to hold you down to do their bidding. Go on, my beloved brother.
You see, my brother, I don't blame them. When these people that you mentioned now that have been released without condition attached to their release, what was the position of their elder statesmen in their various places when they were arrested? Or even before their arrest? What was the utterances, the behavior, the body language of their elders in their various states and ethnic groups before and after they were arrested? Nothing. They were solidly behind their people. But what do we do in Biafra land? What do we do in Biafra land? Especially south, and southeast of Biafra land, the old eastern region. What do? We bring our own people out. Look at Wike. During that election, they say, according to their party regulation, it is rotational presidency. When it gets to southeast, from the same southeast, old eastern region, another person came up to thwart that rotational presidency, and that was me. So, that the southeast is politically irrelevant. They have no vote. They are not interested in voting, but they are doing businesses and the highest paid, how do I call it? The highest taxpayers in Nigeria.
Of course.
The highest taxpayers in Nigeria. These are the people that you say they are not, politically relevant. He went in to scuttle it. The North articulated them and use them to scuttle it, as if we wanted the presidency, by the way. But this is, I'm just using this thing as, some sort of example of how these people behave. It is in their DNA. It is in their DNA to scuttle, to put stumbling block, to begin to stab their brothers at the back. If you look, even a Fulani man, Atiku said, if not that Wike said that it had thrown open, he wouldn't have contested. He would have channeled and supported anybody that's supposed to come out from Southeast, because that is the agreement of their party. Who scuttled it? It's someone from Old Eastern region. Today, Who started the proscription of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB? Have we forgotten?
The same people, the same governments.
Willie Obiano and Co. That is the reason why that man's name will never be erased from my brain, even if I suffer brain damage today or memory loss. That man, because he was the person that deliberated for, that proposed for the proscription of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Then the rest of them bought it. The rest of them bought it. But today, look at what they are defending. Even the people that are wielding AK-47 automatic assault rifles, 47, 48, 49, AK-47s. That's what we call them. It covers all the models. They are defending them in their own place. But what we will do is to begin to fight our own, go to spaces and platforms, and begin to speak evil of our own. What do you think that the outsiders will do to you? What do you think that the outsiders will do to you? I was in a particular X space. I entered there. They called the host was some Balogu or Laseni, something. I was in that space. They never allow me to speak. When I want to come up, they will not give me. One of their own called Hawa, called the Ronus, the Yoruba Ronus, terror, that they are terrorists. Instead of them to target the lady that was Ronu before she now repented, like they repented to Boko Haram and the terrorists. They now targeted. If you go there and listen to what their discussions there, it was about Igbos and Igbo. In fact, one of them said exactly, regurgitated the same thing Adeyinka grandson was saying about the Igbos in the United Kingdom. One of them. That is what we suffer. That is the gain we get when we start from the house and begin to criticize our people. Just like most of the Biafrans, especially the core Igbo-speaking Biafrans, are on social media criticizing their own and calling them names. I was in another platform. This guy is in America. I will mention his name. His name is Just Emeka. That's what they call him. This man openly, in one platform where I was, called Igbos criminal. Now I ask him, I say, you are in the midst of the Yoruba people and other ethnic groups that were on that platform. You are calling out your own person. Look, there is an adage. I don't know whether I will get it in Igbo language, but I will try to use Igbo language to say it. Onye nyapa, inyapa. Akpa karaka, akpa na-emebishigede na-enyere ya. Then na-eje n'ụzọ ndị mmadụ na-achị gị na akpa gị karaka na akpa karaka. Mazi Chuks, onye ka a na-achị? Ọ bụ onye nye ya.
Exactly.
Ọ bụ onye nye ya ka a na-achị. When people are laughing at the handbag that you are wearing that is dirty, you are holding that is dirty or torn, you, the wearer, when you come out and begin to criticize your own people, you are not different from the people that you are because you are generalizing. You are among. And if you see how these people, what surprised me that there was that all the other, it was one guy, a Yoruba boy, one guy. I will mention his name. They call him a rational mind. That was the man that said, Just Emeka, what you are saying is nonsense. It's nonsense. Look at you coming out here. This is a different person coming out here to pieces your own people. In essence, that was what he responded to him. My brother,
many clowns like that. Many clowns like that.
What happened to us? What happened to us was from the house. The reason why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is suffering, what he's suffering in the eyes of me as a human being, is the actions, the barbaric actions of the elders, the political elites. That is what I have to say in there. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, my brother. Yeah, welcome back, my brother Dennis. Your network is really flogging you today. I hope it gets better. Are you there? My brother Dennis, are you there? We cannot hear you. His network is really, really bad. His network is not favorable at all. It's not favorable.
Yeah, brother.
Your network is still bad. We cannot hear you.
If you can hear me, I think the YouTube app, you should go and update it, refresh it. If you can refresh it and see if it will work, because sometimes if you don't update, it will be breaking like this. So you have to do the update as soon as it's due. I think sometimes that is or change the browsing this thing you are using to
change the browser, either browser or updating that.
Yeah, Chrome is good. There are so many of them that are good that you can browse on. Thank you.
Thank you so much, my brother. So in what we are saying, that's very thing you're saying is just exactly one of the major problems we are facing. And some of us think that has been, some of them, they just want to play good. You want to play, when they see you, they say, oh, this one is not like his brothers. This one is, you just want to receive unnecessary praises that doesn't take you anywhere. You sell yourself, you disgrace yourself. Oh, when they tell, whenever you see somebody who you know as your arch enemy praising you, you should know that you are dead already. You are dead already. The Afonjas, those Afonjas, when you see them, their own problem is that they always measure their success with somebody from a Biafra land. They don't care, even if they're not succeeding, but they see as if they are higher than somebody from Biafra land, they are satisfied. They use the Biafran to measure their success. And when I see some Biafrans who are selling themselves one cover to them, I pity them. I pity them. But that is it. And for those of you who do not know what Mazi Nnamdi is and who he is, when you see them bringing these conditions they are bringing today, and when you hear our Prime Minister say that nobody should go and negotiate for Biafra or for Mazi Nnamdi, that is the word coming from the disciple of Mazi Nnamdi. And that is exactly what Mazi Nnamdi has in his mind. Mazi Nnamdi has said it. Even last time he said it. I didn't beg anybody to come and sign it for me. You don't have that right to sign. Because the law of the country has made it that nobody serving under the government of Nigeria has the right to stand shorty for anybody. You don't have the right to stand shorty. So why are you pushing yourself into it? You are only doing it for your own selfish interest. They want to use you to control your own people. They want to use you to control. But I want every Biafran today to pay attention to this video I'm about to play. This was an interview that was granted to Mazi Nnamdi in 2017 in the zoo. In that contract called Nigeria, Mazi Nnamdi was interviewed and he was asked some critical questions by a journalist. I want you to hear from Mazi Nnamdi. Then, after hearing from him, then tell me if Mazi Nnamdi look like somebody who will come out and he will no longer talk about Biafra anymore. And you now tell me if Mazi Nnamdi is somebody who will come out and de-associate himself from Biafra. Because judging from all this information they are bringing out, allegedly, as the condition given to Mazi Nnamdi, judging from them, you will see that what they are saying that Mazi Nnamdi has accepted to de-associate himself with anything that has to do with Biafra, which is a blatant lie. Which is a lie from the pit of hell. Now, listen to Mazi Nnamdi, who he is. I want you to listen to the critical question that was asked to Mazi Nnamdi. Then you will know his stance. Remember, the supreme leader of IPOB, Mazi Nnamdi, is consistency personified. Very, very consistent. I want to remind you the kind of person we are talking about. Let us listen carefully. Watch carefully this video I'm about to play. Then you will understand.
What does Biafra mean?
It means freedom, liberty, fairness, equity, and justice.
In practical terms, these are very good sounding words, but in practical terms, what does Biafra mean?
Confederation.
So, a weak center,
very weak,
very strong regions.
Absolutely.
Have you had a change of mind, therefore, about getting an independent Biafra? Because that's what I seem to be hearing.
No, I've not changed my mind, no. An independent Biafra means going back to where we were before the white man came.
Okay, so you're not talking about a federation when you say a confederation. You're not talking about a federation as part of Nigeria. You're talking about total independence.
Absolute independence.
Complete independence. Now, is there anything that can happen that will make you change your mind about this particular direction?
No.
So it is either Biafra or nothing else?
Or death, yes.
Or death?
That's good.
If push comes to shove,
yes,
will you go to war?
No, because truth is a far more potent and deadlier weapon than bullets and mortars.
So truth. No war? You've ruled out the...
Absolutely, I don't believe in war, no. No war. When I say Biafra ordered it, I'll keep pushing. Either I am alive, I die in the process, I won't stop. Allow me to repeat, if you don't mind. Had sovereign national conference been convened by the powers that be, where every ethnic national, I said every, I don't care if there are 600, I don't care. Everyone is
all the 500 plus.
Everyone together to say this is, or others can delegate, I don't know, powers to other people to attend on their behalf. Sit down to say, what type of country do we want? Sit down, discuss, agree. I can begin to perhaps submit to your position. Is it too late? It is way too late. They've killed too many people. They've ruined too many lives. They've wasted too many souls. How do we bring those people back?
If the federal government, given the agitation that is going on, becomes convinced that, you know what, these people have a point, it is time to actually address all these issues, and they begin to systematically address some of these issues, would you change your mind?
No, because of the deceptions of the past.
No trust?
No trust. Aburi was there, it was negotiated. Nothing happened. 1968, if I recall. And the confab report, what became of it? How about the 3 R's? Reconciliation, reconstruction, and heaven knows what else. What became of them? Nothing. Calabar Seaport is not working. Can you tell me why it's not working? It's a seaport used by the colonial masters. Why is it not working today? How about Iguacha Seaport? Why is it not being used? Why not worry? Why must we allow only Lagos to function as a viable seaport? In England, where I used to live, you had Liverpool, you had the Sun, which is Portsmouth, you had Southampton. Everywhere you had harbors and ports. So why must you have only one?
I've heard people say these are very valid arguments, and that these are things that are to do with bad governance. So the average Biafran, to use your phrase, or Igbo man in the Igbo, is facing poverty much in the same way that the average guy in Yobe State is facing poverty. And so these are issues of governance. You don't agree with that?
I agree completely.
Okay. So if that is it, why isn't the agitation about tackling the problem, which is ensuring good governance, perhaps starting from locally? Because part of the allegations against you is that you don't confront your political leaders in the East, and you'd like to blame Abuja for everything.
Because the way I would want to solve a problem is not how a Fulani man would want to solve it.
You really believe this is an ethnic thing, and the approach is different?
No, the approach is different. No, it's not ethnic. It is more to do with value system.
Right.
The way you may want to solve a problem could be markedly different from how I do mine.
What is the geographical makeup of Biafra, as far as you are concerned, this Biafra that you want? So, for example, if we're doing a referendum, where will that referendum take place? Is it only the 5?
It's on, no.
It's okay.
It's on, which is River State, Bayelsa, Delta, Anambra, Imo, Enugu, Ebonyi, Cross River.
Akwa Ibom?
And Akwa Ibom, of course.
Right.
Those are the coasters. Basically,
Bayelsa?
Yes. Southeast and South-South without Edo State.
Without Edo State.
That's correct. And then including Igede, Idoma.
Right, the Benues. So the Igalas and part of the
Absolutely.
Kogi State, right?
Yeah.
Nyesom Wike, the governor of the governor of Rivers State, made a statement, I think it was yesterday or the day before yesterday, and said, you should not be including Rivers State and the people.
Not him. I can't decide for Biafrans. You have to go and vote and convince the whole world that they want Biafra. It's not for instance, it's only one man, one vote.
What if they're not even willing to take part in the referendum? Because I've had people from the South, for example, from Bielsa, I've had people from Cross River. I think there's a famous actress, Kate Henshaw, for example, wrote a long piece about why people of the South don't want to be dragged into a place called Biafra. You're saying, regardless of what they say, you want a referendum in those parts?
Because I know the majority of the people want a referendum. I was in Iguacha yesterday.
How do you know?
I was there yesterday. I was in Iguacha yesterday. You call Port Harcourt. I was there yesterday. I should have been there to see what happened.
Now,
they were delighted to see me. I'm sure you know that. It's all over the place. They're very happy to see me. I bet Kate Henshaw wouldn't get such reception. Where she to go to?
She's a big, popular Nollywood actress. I wouldn't necessarily.
I'm telling you, if I go to her village, people will turn out to see me more than turn out to see her.
You have heard from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. This was an interview that he granted 2017. He made it very clear. It is either Biafra or nothing. The woman went further to ask him, is there anything that can be done to make you walk away from the independence of Biafra or talk about something? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said, it is too late. They have wasted so many lives. How are you going to replace the life that have been wasted? If Mazi Nnamdi Kanu could complain of wasting life in 2017, from 2017 till now, do you know how many lives have been wasted? And this statement was made when his own parents were still alive. It was before the Python dance. How can you in any place begin to imagine that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will today begin to de-associate himself from the struggle of Biafra? How can you think that this man that just spoke here will de-associate himself with Biafra? And look at every single thing he has stated here is exactly what the Prime Minister of Biafra, Republic of Nigeria today, is following. That is what he's following. Now, do you understand why our Prime Minister came out and told them openly, do not negotiate anything for Biafra or Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? You do not have that legitimacy. Most importantly, the Biafran people have given their mandates to Biafran government through the self-referendum. It is only the Biafran government in exile that has the mandate to negotiate anything on behalf of Biafrans and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You cannot separate these two things. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Biafra cannot be separated. Anytime you separate these two things, you are making a great mistake. Look at him speaking here, that it is either Biafra or death. And so many other questions the woman tried to ask him. And he answered her directly, including people who were claiming that South and South are not part of Biafra land. In his own word, it is one man, one vote. This self-referendum were conducted today. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have begging them to conduct referendum. Even when they claim that a Nollywood actor is saying that their people will not vote. He told them, even in her own local government, he will win vote. People will come out to see him more than they come and see her. That Wike said that he should not be put in River State. The same Wike that just came and began to tell us that his people are from Edo State. Wike, your name is Igbo name. Your grandfather's name is Igbo name. Your people speak Igbo. Everything about you is Igbo. And yet, you say from Edo State. How comes you are from Edo State? What did Igbo people do to you? Which kind of charm did they do to you to make you forget everything about your lineage in Edo? And that is where you see the evil of this contraption called Nigeria. If it were to be in the olden days, you cannot go to Oba's palace and speak in that manner and you go out alive. You will drop dead there. But the Oba, he is the president of Oba. The Oba was there laughing. The Oba was there listening to him where he was telling that lie. that their people are from Edo State. People that don't have any connection with Edo.
Is it not
Their name,
the same?
their grandparents, their great grandparents' name, everything about them here is Edo. The language Igbo.
Is it not the same Oba that went to Lagos and told them that they discovered part of Lagos, they go? Where were their worries? The worries that you see, God will never allow your politeness, meekness to become a curse on the Igbo speaking Biafrans. And I pray that, and God will not allow that to happen.
That is what is happening. That is what is happening.
Igbo speaking Biafrans are let me just say, 80% of the language spoken in the old Eastern region. 85%. Including Akwa Ibom, that shares border with my mother's village. You see them the other side speaking across the river. They call it Penny River. They speak Anam. Here, our people also speak Anam. That is the Bible language. The indigenous people. We are one people. That is the reason why I'm telling you. You go to Bayelsa, you see people speaking Igbo there. Their names are Igbo, everything. Plus their own is zone language. This thing, look, God will always, it will take some time, but God will, in one way or the other, in his mercies, find a lasting solution for it, because we are trying now. The likes of Nnamdi, the likes of the Junior Jesus, the likes of my tribe, the tribes, or something like that. This is an Equerema. They are coming out to right the wrong of the past, the falsehood that were, that was cemented into their brain. They are now persisting it and cutting it into two. Look at the behavior of the people that connived in propagating, to have propagated this falsehood. Some of the Yoruba people. But today, their worries is said of Lagos. These same people will go there and claim Lagos, but are not from Lagos. If you are a person outside the Yoruba tribe, they will chase you away. But they are not the indigents of Yoruba, of Lagos State. And in that Lagos State, most of the people that have developed that Lagos are people from the southeast, the Biafrans. The importation, the reason why that port, Apapa Wharf, Tinkan Island, is moving today is the actions, the trading acumen of the Biafran people. They know how to do it. And that is why they will stand up now and tell you that Lagos is the state with the highest IGR. Who are the contributors of it? Who are the contributors of it? But you will see truth. Because of your jealousy and hate, you cover it. How I wish that the will of God will happen in Lagos. And it will happen. If Biafra comes, it will happen. By the grace of God, it will happen. Iguacha Port will walk. Cross River Port, Calabar will walk. Onisha will walk. The one Alex Oti is building in my mother's hometown, Aba State.
Every state has the right to have their port.
That will work. Just imagine. I used to import cars from outside, auction, export, and co-part. Look at New York. If they give us the sea route from New York, it's some narrow. This will be like canals. They connect them and they are coming out. when they give you the pictures and the, you know, how the navigation, how they are navigating, and you are telling me that we that put the Gulf of Guinea, the Gulf Atlantic Ocean behind us, we will not have access to the river. You are telling me that we are landlocked? If Biafra comes today, all the businesses will live here. Those airports, international airport that built, I told you that they built it for Igbo, for Biafrans alone. Who are the people that are traveling? All of you that are outside, how many of them are there? How many of them? Check the populations. How many of non-Biafrans are in the diaspora? Majority of our people are out there.
Of course.
Are they the richest tribe in Africa by mob? And that alone too is not killing them over there. That alone is killing them. People that are born with hate, jealousy, and envy, that alone is killing them there. The most educated now, they are calling this Biafrans. That is also killing them there, despite one of their betrayal that destroyed us before, that blocked, that pronounced the blockade of food entering Biafra land. You see, sometimes I am pushed to say some certain things, but I try by all means just to withhold myself, because
you have to. We are doing the same. That is what we are doing. There are certain things we don't say. Sometimes they push us to the top, but there are certain words we don't want to use.
Yeah, this table that we are using, we are sitting down now to, you know, pass information. I don't have control over it, neither do you. So that is the reason why sometimes we keep quiet, because these things are it's getting worse by the day. When you think, that was the reason why I had doubts when that handshake or unification with the Odua nation was taking place. I have my reservations, and most of you wouldn't know, because I was in a system in the military where every tribe, you see them there. In the military, it's a conglomerate of every tribe, even the one you never see before, you will see them in the military. I know what we pass through, especially from the hand. That was the reason why I was very, very skeptical. I was very, very skeptical. We don't need anybody to support us. We did it before, we failed because there was no good information and we were blocked. Now, with this phone here that I'm using, I can pass information just like we're doing now. And our people are aware of it. So we don't need anybody to come and support us. We don't need anybody. One of the best support you will give is yourselves. Yourselves, ourselves. If others want to come, they will not come and begin to add to what you have already started on the foundation that you have laid. Thank you, my brother. I am pissed. Thank you.
It's really annoying. It's really annoying, but what are we going to do? We still have to keep on pushing it. My fellow Biafrans, we are rounding up the program now. We are almost 2 hours, so we are rounding up the program. And the most important thing I want everyone to know is that we must not get distracted. Every voices you are hearing today, so many of those voices are voice of distraction. And I want you to know that anytime you see the politicians speaking in a unified voice, be careful. Be much more careful than you have ever been. Every time you see these politicians gathering, be very careful. It is this same gathering that they gather. After the gathering, they brought Python dance. It is this same gathering after their meeting, they proscribe IPOB. It is this same meeting they did after this meeting, they kidnap Mazi and they come. It is this same gathering after making this meeting, they send suicide bombers to go and pick Mazi Samaneba. They have done it again. They have done it again. And all the target today is on Mazi Simon Ekpa. All the target today is to distract the attention of the Biafrans. That is what they are doing. When you see the voices today, everybody shouting, oh, release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Oh, you think it's for your own interest. It is for good intent. If it were for good intent, they will never put this kind of condition they are putting. And I can bet you that it is the same governors that put that condition in order to control Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, to remove him. But I trust Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I trust Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They have done it before, they failed, and they are going to fail woefully. Whatever they put on the table, let him sign it and get out. Whatever they put on the table, just like he did in 2015, just like he did in 2017. When he comes out, he knows what is right he is. He knows what the law says. International law protects him. How can you say that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should come out and drop what he has been fighting for? Something that have taken the life of his parents. Something that took the life of his parents. Something you just hear him say here. When he was asked a direct question, the girl asked him, the woman asked him, is there any other solution or something that can be done so that you can stop this issue of agitation for independent Biafra? He said, nothing. He said, it is too late. He answered it in open language. He said, it is too late. They have taken a lot of life. How are you going to replace those lives that have been taken? You are talking of changing it. You are talking of a new Nigeria. You are talking of us dropping the direction of Biafra, dropping the independent state of Biafra. How are you going to replace the lives that have been lost? That's what the question Mazi Nnamdi Kanu asked that woman. And this was 2017. If Mazi Nnamdi Kanu could ask this question at 2017, from 2017 to now, do you know how many Biafrans have lost their life? Do you know how many Biafrans have lost their life from 2017 to date? And then you come to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You are giving him a condition never to speak about Biafra. Because when you tell him not to go to his platform again to speak, it means he shouldn't speak about Biafra. You are telling him to de-associate with himself from somebody who is fighting hard to see that his legacy is kept, to see that his freedom is secure. It means you are telling him to de-associate himself from Biafra. And when it comes to the issue of the ESN is no longer existing. You and I know that. The Prime Minister of Biafra have announced it. It is not going to, and even the IPOB Nigeria came on live program and they announced and said that they have handed over the ESN to the governors. That the governor approached them. Their HOD said it. That one is Switzerland. In his broadcast, he said the governors came to us, and when we handed them over the ESN, and now they have got it, they now begin to. That when he made that comment was when they brought out a video when they said they invaded the ESN camp. When the government announced that they have invaded the ESN camp, then he came to make that video that they approached them. After approaching them, that they handed over the ESN, and now they say they have taken over the place. That he hoped that they're not going to recruit them back again. And our prophets have come to say that ESN is no longer existing anywhere. The few ones that were rescued and placed into the Liberation Army. What we have today is Liberation Army. And ask yourself, why is it that the government can never mention Liberation Army in their voice? Have you ever heard anywhere where they are talking, even in their media? There is no media that talks today about the Liberation Army. When you go to the Twitter space of our Prime Minister will post about the Liberation Army, write about them. Every operation they go, he will talk about it. He will show their picture. He will show their videos. But yet, you can never see anywhere in the media where they call Liberation Army. Ask yourself why. Have you asked yourself why? They still choose to talk about ESN that they have already captured, ESN that have been disbanded completely. My fellow Biafrans, when you hear our Prime Minister tell you that nobody has the right to negotiate for Biafra of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that is the stance of the Biafra people, because he has the mandate. There has never been any government in Nigeria that came to power with up to 40 million votes. Never. There has never been any government in Nigeria that came to government with up to 40 million votes. The one that he have today, did he have up to 5 million votes? And the Biafran government already has 40 million votes going to 50 million now. They are the only one there. The government of Biafra in exile, under the command of our Prime Minister, Mazi, is the only one that has the right to negotiate for Biafra of Mazi Nnamdi. And that stands it. That's the whole thing. The earlier you understand this, the better for all of us. He is the only one who has been genuinely fighting for the release of Mazi Nnamdi, regardless of all the propaganda and blackmail you've been hearing. And these politicians know. If you think they don't know, all these politicians and all this, they know that Mazi is the only one fighting for the release of Mazi Nnamdi. If you think they don't know, I want you to watch this video I'm about to play. You understand that they know that Mazi is the only barrier.
Yes. These are the issues. These are the issues. Finland. Of course, these are the issues. Because
are you able to control Simon Ekpa who is giving orders for people to sit at home?
All the orders Simon Ekpa has given are all geared or purportedly geared towards the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu.
There are some IPOB members that are denying that Simon Ekpa is not a leader of their group.
We have one Emma Powerful who issues statements here and there. But the fact remains that whatever Simon Ekpa is doing, whether rightly or wrongly, as much as possible, I've not come to apportion blames. What I've come to do as a concerned Southeast stakeholder, whatever statement that has been emanated from Simon Ekpa in the past have all been geared towards the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Now, if you release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, ordinarily, you solve that problem. You talked about the cleaning of the Southeast. Now, I can tell you, and I make this call on national TV, it's very, very important. Good thing, while President Tinubu
the zoo has fallen. The zoo has fallen. Finally, the zoo has fallen. If you do not know that the zoo has fallen, check around yourself. Check around you.
Whether they like it or not, this is the only man that is genuinely fighting for the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and they know it. That is why they are crying, trying to turn the people against him and push their propaganda, which has already failed. It does not matter what they say. We are going home. This December, November through December, everything is going to end, and there's no stopping. My fellow comrade, my beloved brother, please give us your closing remark before we close the program. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Nnamdi Mazi. Chicks, the great man himself. You've done justice to this, topic this morning. And may your own and the time that you have spent, may it never be in vain. Those in the comment section, may Chukwu Kabiama also continue to bless all of you, bless us, and keep us alive, strengthen us to fight for the good fight, and to chase out the big elephant in the house and bring back that small lamb of Biafra that will shine and also be a blessing to the world in total. I thank you all for having me. I would like to say this. Biafra will come or Biafra will not come is in your hand, it is in my hand.
Absolutely.
Whether they captured Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they did not capture Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the actions that will bring Biafra is from me and from you. I ask you today, as a bona fide son or daughter of Biafra land, what are you doing to make sure that my mother's ancestral land is secured and liberated? What are you doing so that what happened to the Hausa ethnic majority, indigenous ethnic majority in the north, does not happen to us in Biafra land? What are you doing so that the way parts of Yoruba land, the glory was taken away through the betrayal of one person, is not happened to our land? What are your positions? What are you doing? Have you voted? Have you contributed? Is there anything that you have done to make sure that my mother's ancestral land is rescued? We are in a rescue mission. We are rescuing that country that has been battered for many, many years. That country is Biafra. That country is older than our ancestors. That Biafra is older than Nigeria, the zoo. That country is older than those that came and amalgamated and pieces them into pieces. That's Britain. Are you going to buy into their falsehood? Are you not tired? Haven't you read those before us, what they went through? The way they were killed, the way they were starved for fighting the same thing that you are fighting today, which is freedom. The ability to control what you have and decide what to do with it and make sure that the life of your people are better off. Are you better off today in that false marriage called Nigeria that has been infiltrated by terrorists right around the world? Are you happy with what is going on, that you can travel from Kaduna, on that highway, you do not know whether you will get home to see your family alive? Haven't you heard of the gory stories that are coming out from people who survived the ordeals of these wicked elements? I urge you, what will you do and what have you been doing to make sure that my mother's ancestral land is secure? As for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, leave Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is just like that proverbial dog in Igbo language that told the owner to throw the stone, the bone outside and leave the fight between it and the spirits. He would do the fighting. That is where Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's freedom and life is in the hands of God, but we can facilitate the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu with your doggedness and everything that you have put in to make sure my leader, my Nnamoche, sent by God, is released. I say, as you do that, as you defend this cause, as you do everything to make sure that this country, Biafra, comes, may Chukwu Okike Abiyama continue to bless all of you. On behalf of my family, I said, I love you all. We love you all.
We love you,
my Biafra. The only thing that is sacrosanct to me, the only thing that is indivisible in my heart is not the zoo, but Biafra. Biafra is sacrosanct to me. And that is why we have to fight for us to get it. Thank you, and may God bless all of you.
Thank you so much, my beloved brother. May Chukwu Okike Abiyama continue to guide you and protect you. I appreciate your immense support on this very platform. Each time you join us, it's always a bombshell. May Chukwu Okike Abiyama continue to strengthen you and give you more protections wherever you go. Fellow Biafrans, I appreciate everyone that has been part of this program, both those who are watching us from Facebook and those who are watching us from the YouTube. I thank you all who has helped to share this program. If you have not yet shared, please share the program. I conduct this program every morning. If you want to come up, it is free. You can come up. You must not be a Biafra to come up. Any place you come from and you want to share your views, you want to say a prayer or ask a question, click the link. You can only do that on YouTube. When you're on YouTube, click the link and then you join me and make your contribution. You can do that at all times. Just join me and make your contributions. I appreciate every one of you, and I say, may Chukwu Okike Abiyama continue to guide and protect everyone for us. May Chukwu Okike Abiyama guide and protect our Liberation Army, guide the resistant fighters, guide the Black Marine, the Strike Force. May Chukwu Okike Abiyama guide and protect them. May Chukwu Okike Abiyama guide and protect our de facto government in the homeland. May Chukwu Okike Abiyama guide and protect every member of the Biafra Republic Government in the Exile Cabinet. May Chukwu Okike Abiyama guide and protect all our media warriors and media speakers on different platforms. May Chukwu Okike Abiyama guide and protect our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Eva, the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Biafra. We pray that Chukwu Okike Abiyama will guide and protect you, secure you, give you knowledge, wisdom. 2,000 men wisdom. May your wisdom continue to increase. you will never dash your foot against the stone. No evil shall befall you. No evil shall befall you. No evil shall befall you. We pray for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Wherever Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is, we pray for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for good health. We pray for him for strength. We pray for him for wisdom. We pray for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for healing. Wherever he is, may Chukwu Okikabiyama increase in strength. Give him more strength, more power to continue to fight on until we go to the promised land. No evil shall befall him. No evil shall befall him. No weapon formed or fashioned against Biafran people shall prosper. No weapon formed or fashioned against our Prime Minister Mazi Samuel shall prosper. No weapon formed or fashioned against our Supreme Leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu shall prosper. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you, and I will see you again tomorrow or in the evening. Join me in the evening if you can. I always have my evening program. You can join me in the evening by the special grace of Chukwu. Once I'm there, and we can be able to push this message forward. Thank you so much, and stay blessed.
The zoo has fallen. The zoo has fallen. Finally, the zoo has fallen. If you do not know that the zoo has fallen, check around yourself. Check around you.